Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews on Saturday.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room, and welcome. And this is Friday Sews, which normally happens on Friday. And it's where we talk about sewing and life, pretty much. And it's like a modern day sewing circle. And so click on the hashtag down in the description box, and you will find all kinds of people that you can watch who talk about sewing and life. And while you're down there in that description box, don't forget to hit subscribe to this channel so you won't miss all of my Friday Sews, which usually, I promise you, usually happen on Friday, although recently they haven't. I get to it though, I really do. I don't tend to skip them. I will tell you this, next week I will be gone. I have to go up north to visit family and to go to a thing. And so I'll be gone on Friday. So I might check in with you on the community page, but otherwise I will see you after I get back. So let me move on into the sewing. Before I left for the trip that I just got back from, I worked on Butterick 6474. I had been wanting to make a matching set, a crop top and a skirt. And I wanted to do it with stripes, and I wanted to have the stripes on the top go horizontally and on the skirt go vertically. So I pulled this out. This is a pattern from the year 2000, and it's a great little pattern. I really like it. It is a wardrobe pattern where you have a crop top, a cardigan, a pair of pants, and a dress and a skirt. So the skirt is long with a big slit on each side, and I shortened it to knee length. And it is a drawstring skirt. And so what you do is you fold down the top and make a channel, and basically just thread a drawstring through it. You can make the drawstring, which I did, but you can also just use cording or whatever. Now, I made that with the drawstring, but I didn't love it, and I didn't realize that until I wore it for a length of time. And so I think I am going to go back in and change it. The thing about it is the drawstring, even though it's in a channel, it tends to want to crunch up on my waist because I have a thick waist, and when I bend, the things that I wear tend to want to crunch up. So I think what I'm going to do is go in with some wide elastic, probably 1.5 inch wide elastic, and run that through, and then also run the drawstring through too. So I think that's going to make it better. I may just attach the drawstring ends to the elastic and thread those through. I don't know exactly. I may just, I don't know, take the drawstring, shorten it, and run them through both buttonholes and tie it up. I don't know, but I do know that I want that elastic through there because I think that it will make it more comfortable to wear. The top. This little t-shirt top, it comes up really high. It has a facing on the neckline, and it has sleeves, which just are hemmed. I made a bias binding from the knit that I used, and I just used that around the neckline. I did lower it 1 inch, and I think I trimmed off a little on the shoulder seams, and I shouldn't have done that because they sit right just like a hair too far in, which kind of bums me out. But it has a dart, and so I did all my alterations on it. I didn't make it as cropped as they wanted it because this was 2000 and it is a crop top, so it would have come up too high. And so I tried it on, got the opinions of my fashionista daughter and my husband, and I would raise my hands and go, well, what do you think? And they're like, they let me know about the length that was going to work the best. So I did that. All things considered, the t-shirt with this pattern, I've made better ones that fit better and are easier to put together. So I would probably skip the t-shirt on this pattern, but I would not skip the cardigan because I think that would be worth a try. And the skirt is perfect. The pants, I don't know because I haven't made them, but I might give them a try. I have a lot of patterns like this, and I'm sure that you do too. So good pattern. Cute outfit. I love this outfit. One tip I do want to give you, and that is that when I put the pockets in the skirt, I decided, because it's knit, I didn't want the skirt getting all distorted out of shape if I put anything in my pockets. So I have this, I know it's a giant roll of this, and I forget what it's called, but it's 1 inch wide and it is stretchy because it's cut on the bias, but it's a fusible stabilizer. I also have it in knit, and it's just 1 inch wide piece of stabilizer. It's just interfacing, really. So what I did with the pockets on this skirt was, on each pocket piece I stabilized the edge, and then on the skirt I also stabilized that area where the pocket was going to attach. So I had a lot of stabilization going on, and indeed when I put things in my pockets, it did not stretch out of shape. And I have to say, kudos to this pattern for great pockets. Man, these things are huge and they're really nice. So that's a tip that I would highly recommend that you do anytime you're doing those kinds of pockets. Stabilize the edges and it will make your pockets stand up better and not distort out of shape. That's all the sewing that I got done. Today, I was able to go over to our local library where I had reserved a conference room, and my wonderful, wonderful friend, Michelle from Michelle Sews Again, and I invited our local people to come over and just sew or work on a project or just sit and gab if you wanted to. So we decided that we would do that hopefully on a regular basis. And so we thought, well, you know, I didn't do a whole lot of advertising about it. My town has a Facebook page, so I put it there, but got some replies, but nobody really from the town showed up. But we had 2 people come from like an hour away just to kind of hang out. It was wonderful. Peggy and Diane's daughter. So Diane and her daughter did not bring a project, but Peggy did. She's working on a corset for a cosplay costume for her husband. And so he's a photographer and he has this whole idea of doing a photo shoot thing. And so she worked on that, and Michelle cut something out. I also cut out a project because I didn't want to take my sewing machine, because this is the thing. We didn't want to turn it into a quilting thing because we don't quilt. I mean, we might, but the bulk of what we sew is clothing. So we wanted to kind of focus in on that. And if I were going to do that and sew something that I was going to wear, I would want to serge the seams, and I didn't want to take both machines. So I wouldn't have taken this one anyway. I would have taken my spare. But cutting something out, great for that. So I cut out a little pair of shorts for my grandson. This is a pop knit from Joann's. I think it's 100% cotton, and it is the Little Fig shorts. And then I also cut out a t-shirt for him. This is the Anything But Basic Tee. It is a free pattern from, I think it's Copper Creek Patterns now. They know how to do a t-shirt because I've made their t-shirts, their adult size t-shirts before, and it's a great pattern. So it even has a little pocket. So I cut that out, those out. And again, the pattern or the fabric is from Joann's, and it's another one of their pop knits. He's all into wheels, so all kinds of trucks on here. Okay, so that's what happened today. Now, while we were there, Diane had a little basket of patterns she wanted to get rid of. She said, I don't need these, and I've thrifted most of them, so pick what you want. And of course we said, why didn't we think of that? Now we have. Now we know. Next time we will advertise better, and we will say, hey, bring any fabric or patterns that you want to swap. So I wasn't going to take anything because I've been destashing patterns, but I picked up this and I thought, ooh, I love that. Butterick 3457. This is from 2002, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And it's pin tucks, tops with pin tucks. And there's a sleeveless version. Yes, please. An extended shoulder version, like a cap sleeve, long and short sleeves. So great pattern. I love all the sleeve options. There's a length option. The long sleeve, they're showing it as a tunic length. So I think this is wonderful. I mean, this will go with so many things. And the way that the pin tucks go like this in the front, it's really flattering. So thank you, Diane. Thank you again. I took with me something to work on also beyond cutting out the project that I did. And a couple of years ago, I decided that I would make Simplicity 8776. This is from 1978. And in 1978, I made this and I still have it and I get it out every Christmas. It's a little nativity set and I love it, but it's falling apart. It's falling apart. And so I thought I would love to make one for each of my daughters. So I thought 3 years ago, I'm starting early. I'll get this done. It'll be great. Okay, well, times 5 is a lot. And I kind of lost interest and I quit. But I made 5 camels. And they look like this. They're so cute, really. And I changed up some of the way I did it from when I did it in 1978. For one thing, I put popsicle sticks in the legs of the animals because when I did it before, you just stuff them and that's what the pattern tells you to do. But you know what? They won't stand up. And now their legs are stiff, so they will stand up. So I made 5 camels and 2 sheep. And I did not get anything else done except for one person. Oh, I got a person, but her face isn't on here yet, or his face, I don't know which. But another thing I did differently was I stuffed them, but I put buckshot in the bottom of them, so they're weighted, so they are not going to fall down. They'll stay standing up. Well, I thought, you know, well, I should just take that and I'll work on that after I get those cut out. And so I did, and I thought I'll hand stitch them because these little pieces are so unwieldy. You have to use, this is another sheep, you have to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and you can see this is shearling fabric, and so it's just trying to wangle it around and get it under the machine and get a 1/4 inch seam allowance on there is just a pain because it's so small. So I thought, well, I'll just stitch them together by hand. So I did this one and it took me forever, and I thought I don't want to do that again. So I decided instead to just hand baste them. And then I will go in and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance around. And I think it's going to be a lot easier because I won't have to fight with the fabric. So I got 3 of those done. That was today. Now, while I was gone, I had to go to Harbor Freight with my daughter because she needed a couple of things from there. And I saw this. This is made by Pittsburgh. It's heavy duty magnetic pickup tool. 25-pound capacity. Well, I don't think I'm going to need to pick up 25 pounds worth of anything, but it's a magnet on the end, and so you can just run this over your floor and pick up all your pins or whatever metal things have fallen. So I just thought that was great, so I brought that home with me. When I got home last night, I had a Wawak bag waiting for me, and I thought I would share with you what was in that because Wawak is just a great place to shop for sewing notions. They have a paper catalog that they will send you. They also have a great online website. You can order from there, and that's what I do. This stuff I get at Wawak. They're just great. They do kind of cater to the tailoring alterations people and also bag making. Well, I needed to order some things, and so I did, and it came. It all came yesterday. So I'm going to tell you what I got, and I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it because I think that it's good for reference. I got 5 yards of this tricot interfacing. It's knit, and it was $15.90 for 5 yards. And it's just fusible knit interfacing. I was running out of it, and I needed some more. But I don't know if that's a great price, but I think it's reasonable. It's about $3 a yard, so got that. I got a bunch of sewing machine needles because I always need them. I change my needle fairly often. And I have some needles that I got from them before, like a couple of orders ago, and they're too small for the needle threader on my machine. So I made sure that this time I got Microtex because it's kind of interchangeable with a universal needle. And most of what I sew, Microtex works great. And then I needed some stretch needles because I do change my needles about every other project or so. Or if I'm going from a knit to a woven or vice versa, I'll change it. Now, in those cases, I very often put them on my my little Pac-Man thing that Madi from Madi Sews made me. And it's marked with the various needle types. So I keep those in there, and if it's just been one project, I'll stick it in here, and then I know it's like, okay, it's fairly still new, so I'll use it again. But for, I don't know, if I've been using one of those and I'm switching, then I'll go ahead and use a new one. So I got 4 stretch packets and then 5 microtex in varying sizes. So those were $2.95 for one of these, and one of these has 5 needles in it. They're all Schmetz brand. I picked up 2 sets of bra cups. The white one was $3.89 and the nude colored one was $3.98. So just about $4 for each set. And I wanted these for swimsuits. And I had been holding off on making another swimsuit, so now I have the bra cups and I can do that. I got thread snips, and I did that because I dropped mine and the blades came apart enough to where they weren't close enough together to be able to snip. And so these are the Wawak brand. They're not the most expensive, they're not the cheapest. So they're black and they just work like that. Thread snips were $3.85. I got a rotary cutter because I have a rotary cutter right here, and I have another one just like it. Okay, here's the thing. When I use this one and I do this, very often this will come unscrewed. It will start to, I'll think, why isn't it cutting like it's supposed to? And it's because this screw is coming loose. So I'll tighten it up and then I'll go at it again, and it just keeps happening. So I thought, all right, I'm tired of that. And I'm not a fan really of Fisker's rotary cutters. The scissors are okay, but I've gone to Kai scissors, to be honest. So I thought, well, I'll try Wawak's brand. For one thing, these will retract automatically, because you go to use them and you do this and there's your blade, and then you let go and it goes right back. It has a button here where you can automatically lock them. So it won't work if you do that, but you push the button and all of a sudden it works. So this is a 45 millimeter blade. I get my blades from Amazon, and they're good quality and they're not expensive, and they are gold. They look like that. And I can't remember how much they cost. This rotary cutter was $12. And I can tell you right now that if you even went to Walmart to get one of these, they're $20. So that's a good deal. So that's my Wawak haul. And I think that that will do it for all of the sewing. So let me move on into life. I was gone last week, all week. And I drove to Atlanta, where my daughter has purchased a house and she is renovating it. And it's kind of a fixer-upper. Well, it's kind of a lot of a fixer-upper. And I'll tell you, when I am in this room, I'm in my element. But when I am on a ladder with a paintbrush in my hand, and or I've got trim that I'm cutting on a miter saw, my miter saw, I have one, or I'm drilling something, or I'm laying tile, or whatever, I'm in my element. It was so good to have a paintbrush in my hand and be painting trim. I scooted around on the floor and painted baseboard for a long time. She pulled all the carpet off her stairway, and so she needed, when we went to Harbor Freight and I picked this up, she needed hemostats like this so that she could pull the staples out. And I told her, I said, you need these. What was really great was the fact that I flipped 2 houses, and I've renovated pretty much all of the houses that we've lived in, and learned a lot of things. And then I went to school for design. So I'm the kind of designer that won't tell you how to hang your pictures or what to put on your shelves that looks cute. I'm the one that walks in and says, that wall has got to go and you need to revamp this whole kitchen situation. And you know, that closet would be better if you put it over here. That's the person I am. So it's been really great to help her, and I'm probably going to turn around and go right back up there after I'm gone next week, I'll probably, in the first part of August, I'll go back up and help her some more because I really was in my element. It was great. And she's a delightful person to be with too. So that'll do it for Friday Sews. And I will leave you with my favorite scripture, which is from Micah, and it's right here. And it is, do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. I hope that you want to do that every day. I certainly do. And I won't see you next week, but I will see you not long after that, I am quite sure. So take care. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.